Typecasting. How to use it to your advantage. By all means be varied and versatile, and all those good things that are dealt with in classes and training schools, but do not ignore the real reason why you get the roles, the way you look and the way you come across. The first reason comes from the packet of genes you got from your parents, and the other reason is a result of all the experiences you have gone through from conception to now, which leave you with a certain background, philosophy, language or accent, or even religion. And these two major factors, apart from extensive surgery, are beyond your control, so make them your friends. Those roles you thought you came into the industry to do, and did so successfully in acting classes, are immaterial. It is the roles you get in the profession that count. These roles will mostly be based on your typecasting. Before you complain too much, listen to the following. There is a play from the 17th century, in which a character called Richard Burbage, who was Shakespeare's main actor back then, has a scene deciding what type a new actor should play, judging by his looks and voice. Burbage: I like your face, and the proportion of your body for Richard III. I pray, Master Philomasus, let me see you act a little of it. So if typecasting was in use 400 years ago, how can you avoid it today? If you go into any art gallery, you can probably at a distance recognize some of the artists. There is a Picasso, that is an Edward Hopper. Painters do not get paranoid that their particular style is the same from painting to painting. They embrace their strength and find the varieties in that. The same should be true of actors and typecasting. Do you want to know what your typecasting might be? Well, in which of your most successful performances would it have been really difficult to recast you had you fallen ill? That's the one, that's what the world wants you to play, and that's what you probably do better than anyone else. The best acting note that you are ever given is that you got the part. Just think of the competition, of the large number of actors who would prefer that they were doing it, not you. There must have been a good reason why the part came your way, and do not fool yourself that it was because you were the best actor they saw or considered for the role. It was because you were the most suitable, and in particular, you looked right. Yes, typecasting can be, and should be, your friend. You want to be cast against type. Remember, this works only when the audience already knows the original, and can appreciate the difference between the usual typecasting and the character the actor is portraying today. Would you have admired his performance in Guys and Dolls so much if you had never seen, or heard the name of Marlon Brando? So instead of working out how you can be different with each role, tell yourself, out of all the people possible, they chose me. And then act the reason why you got the role. Ring the changes by finding the variations within your type for that particular piece. Once you have succeeded in establishing yourself as a known actor, once they start to ask for you by name, then you can consider going for the variety of parts that you always wanted to do. You can use typecasting then as the key to unlock the door of versatility, once you have made yourself employable and wanted.